Hey, welcome back to the channel. I think. Am I recording? Don't know. Not sure if I'm recording or not. I am recording. Okay. Am I? Yes. I am recording. I got a lot of glare from the sun, and the display screen on this a Casio action camera isn't the best or brightest, and it's hard to see the screen whether I'm recording or not. So, it's been a hot minute. How about a big thumbs up? Welcome back to the channel. And it's been a bit. I've been slacking. Been a little depressed. I know, get out and ride, right? You won't be depressed, right? That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm out riding, trying to get over this depression and get my head on straight, So, how's everybody going? I mean, you folks in the north, strawberries, you folks up north must be really hankering for some springtime thawing by now. I know a lot of you people just got whacked this past week with a big old blizzard. I've seen some of those pictures on the interwebs. 40 inches of snow. Hi caramba. I don't miss that. I don't miss that, being an old New England boy myself. Do not miss those blizzards. No siree. Man, the way the sun filters through the trees really plays games with you. But anyways, how we all doing on this Friday, March 20th? That's what it'd be. Be March 20th. Yeah. So I got a story for you guys, and kind of funny. If any of you folks suffered from frozen shoulder. Now, if you've had frozen shoulder, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about and how painful it can be to just lift your arm up. Just to try to dig your wallet out of your pocket. It's excruciating pain. Well, anyway, shortly after I retired back in 2009, wow, seems so long ago, I developed frozen shoulder for some reason. So my general practitioner, he sent me to see an orthopedic doctor. And the orthopedic doctor said, right from the beginning, let's try some, at-home physical therapy, when you're standing in the hot shower, walk your arm up the wall the best you can, and we'll see how that goes after, a week to 10 days, and come back and see me. And he goes, if that hasn't fixed it, he goes, then we'll go a little bit more. Now, if you've dealt with frozen shoulder, you know what I'm about to tell you. So 10 days, my arm isn't better. Combination of heat, ice, and trying to exercise it in the shower, and crawl my arm up the wall, stretch up a wall, and no, that wasn't nothing. I want to go in there and munch on some strawberries, I'll tell you that much. But anyways, so I go and see the orthopedic doctor for a second time, and he goes, well, we're going to try something. And what he did was he told me to relax my arm, which I did, and he puts his hand on my shoulder, and he takes his other hand and he puts it, behind my elbow, and he just takes my arm, and just cranks it up over my head. And in the process of doing this, I hear all this cracking and groaning and snapping and everything else. And I mean, the pain I can't begin to describe the pain. It was beyond excruciating. And as what that did was it breaks free all the cartilage and other crap that accumulated in there, and it broke it all free. You know, and he asked me if I'm all right, and I'm thinking to myself, buddy, if I could swing, I'd be swinging, knock you out. So that was that. It did alleviate the pain. I was able to move my arm, but oh man, I gotta tell you, it hurt for weeks. All right, so we're gonna fast forward. Well, maybe a year. And just to give you a little heads up, the neighborhood I lived in, my street came to a dead end. Now, the street intersecting my dead end was, you know, like more or less straight out my driveway. So, you know, the two streets formed an L, and I was the last house at that L. So, you know, and my shoulder started hurting again because I was out working in you know, my Jeep, working on the motorcycle and doing this and helping buddies out, and it was getting beat up, and it's summertime, and I got my nice little workshop set up out there, which is perfect line with the driveway, and I'm thinking, how can I fix my shoulder? So I realized that if I hanged, you know, reached up and hanged off of something, it really stretched my shoulder out and worked. So being the smart guy I am, I throw a rope up. A nice yellow nylon rope, a thick rope. It was a 1/2-inch thick nylon rope, and I braided a nice loop into it so I could put my hand through it and, you know, wrap my hand around it and hang there. And I had it the perfect length so I could hang all my body weight off of it, and, you know, just have my knees bent like you were in a sitting down position. Well, here it is. It's, I don't know, middle of summer. My wife is still working, and I'm out in the shed. You know, it's probably, I don't know, late morning. It wasn't even lunchtime yet. And I can't even remember what I was doing to motorcycle or whatever. I think at the time I was putting in a set of HID headlights, because the old Road Glide headlights were like candles. So anyways, here I am hanging by my arm, and I'm kind of leaning forward. You know, the music's blasting, and the only support I got is like I'm on my tippy toes. And lo and behold, here comes a, you know, local police officer down the street, and he's getting closer and closer and closer, and I don't know, I'm looking at him, and I know he can see me. Well, as he gets real close, he speeds up, pulls a quarter away into the driveway, jumps out of the car, starts screaming into the microphone, you know, blah, blah, blah. I really couldn't make out what he was saying, and it was that point that I stood up. And he goes, "What the hell are you doing?" I goes, "What are you talking about?" I goes, "I'm stretching out my arm." He goes, "I thought you hung yourself." So I guess from being in a cruiser and, you know, seeing somebody that's just more or less, you know, supporting themselves on their tippy toes, like in a sitting down position, I guess it looked like I hung myself. I tell you, this cop, I have never seen a cop so upset and mad at me for, you know, just trying to stretch my shoulder out. But, you know, then again, you know, you got to put yourself in the cop's place. You know, all the crap they see daily, you know, day in, day out. And you know, believe it or not, we ended up talking for about 45 minutes about motorcycles because he was a biker. So it was pretty cool. Well, that's my story. I love that house back there. I would love to go knock on the door, say, "Hey, can I come in?" Take a look around. I love the amount of property they got. Yeah. So other than that crazy story, I I'm waiting on a front tire because this front tire is absolute garbage. Doesn't match the rear tire, and if I, let me see if I can do it. This road's pretty smooth, so it might not do it, but I will get Wobble. Yeah, it's not going to do it. This road is kind of, if the roads have any type of abnormalities at all, even a pothole, the difference in the two tires and the fact that the front one is completely worn out, I will get a death wobble. And the first time it happened, although I have, don't get me wrong, I've experienced death wobble in the past many times. I mean, back when I rode sport bikes, I got death wobble on my Kawasaki Ninja at about 130. I still don't know how I kept it up. My other Harley, I used to get death wobble all the time when the tires would get, down to, less than, well, let's say they were in much need of replacement. And once they got down to that point where they needed to be replaced, I would get, the death wobble right around highway speeds, 70 miles an hour. And that's how I knew it was time for new tires. And I am absolutely religious about checking my tire pressures. I mean, I check them every ride. Well, no, yeah, I check them at least weekly because, I mean, here it is Friday. Yesterday afternoon I went out and I checked. And the rear tire was down 1/2 pound, so I brought it up to where I like to run it. I run 42 in the rear and I run 40 in the front. Now I have a Shinko on the rear, and it's the 999 high mileage touring tire, so it's a pretty hard tire, but that's what I wanted. And I'm waiting on the front tire, so, and I'll have a match pair, and if I still have death wobble after that, oh boy, I got to do some investigations, because nobody wants death wobble. I mean, if I set the cruise control, I want to be able to take my hands off the bars momentarily and maybe do a quick stretch, throw one arm over my chest and pull on it, pull the elbow to, stretch out my upper back and my shoulders and get death wobble. You don't want to be doing that. You want to keep your hands on the bars at all time. At least one hand on the bar at all time. Don't you know? I hate this corner. Man, even though I'm in the center of the lane, I feel like my head is in the opposite lane. And the way these people down here like to ride on the yellow line, it kind of weirds me out at times. So yeah, the death wobble. Once I get the new tire, like I said, I'll give it a shot, try it out. Hopefully that'll cure it. If not, then I got investigations to do. Figure out what's what and why. This guy's right in the middle of the road. Nice. What are you doing, buddy? Yeah. Oh. No, that's about it. Not much else. I more or less have my entire trip to Maine planned out. mapped out. Day 1, leave here, Florida, make my way up to North Carolina, or I think it's Stacyville, North Carolina. I believe it's 650 miles. I think that's a good day. And you know, there's a couple of hotels there: Quality Inn, Red Roof Inn. If you've watched my videos, you know I'll never stay at a Motel 6 or 8 ever again after that nightmare. So there's some halfway decent motels there. And then day 2 will be 550-ish. And that will bring me up in somewhere around Route 80, not Route 84, Interstate 84 in New York, and that will be somewhere around Pocono something or other. I forget what it is. And there's a couple of hotels there, and then day 3 to get into Maine. That will be a quick day. That'll only be, I think it's 300 and something, 380, 400 miles. So yeah, I mean, fast enough. So got that all mapped out. Well, looking forward to it. As I mentioned before, my older brother bought a Kawasaki, I don't know what it's called. I keep forgetting. But it's their big V-twin cruiser bike. Kind of looks like a Harley lowrider, Softail or whatever you want to call them. So let me see if I can't make this thing death wobble here for you. Yeah, there it goes. Did you see that? Yeah, that's how bad that tire is. And the mismatch. It's crazy. Yeah, watch that. Barely, there, yeah, doesn't take long. You know, and even though that Dunlop that I had on the back was, I mean, it was a racing slick, it was so bald. I mean, even with that tire on there, I could let go of the handlebars at 80 miles an hour on the highway and just go straight as an arrow, but. So I'm not sure if it's the Shinko tire out the back that's causing it, or the front tire is so worn out, or it's just that they're mismatched. I know it's really bad juju to do mismatched tires on motorcycles. So once my tire gets here, we'll see what happens. I'm really not worried about it. Is what it is, right? Oh, it's a beautiful 66 degrees, by the way. So, you know, that's about all I got for you guys today. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy. I'm probably already close to 20 minutes of chewing you guys' ears off. I'm gonna ride for a couple more hours. It's not even 9 o'clock. It's 8:46, almost 9. Yeah, I'm gonna ride for two and a half more hours. I got 193 miles of my fuel left to empty out. So I guess I will bid you good folks a good day. Hope you enjoyed that story about hanging out. Literally. And yeah, that's about it. Crazy death wobble. Mixed match tires. I would, alright. So, all of you folks have a really phantasmagorical day. And a big thumbs up. Peace. And God bless. Well, this train has been going by for 35 minutes and it just cleared. Wow, that was a long train. 35 minutes worth. And if you knew where I was right now, you'd say, what was everybody doing out there? I don't know. Well, we got a big giant resort back there that I took you to once before called Stream Song. It's an exclusive golf club, and they have, I don't know, big lakes with boats on them. Not big boats, but, I guess you would call them pleasure type boats. And the people can go out there on the boats and boat around. Yeah, it's crazy. I have seen the trains before, but I've never seen one that long. Usually a dozen cars or so. That one there, like I said, 35 minutes. That was impressive. All full of the mosaic phosphate, which causes cancer and other diseases. So, that's pretty good. Oh, well, so much for the bonus footage. All right, we're moving now. All right, once again, I guess I'm going to call it peace and God bless.